history's unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
A deal with Iran could be signed this weekend. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump says.
We ended the war with Iran today, and they have agreed never to have a nuclear weapon.
That was during his call into a rally in Georgia for Republican candidate for Governor Burt Jones, hours after the president announced he'd called off a third straight night of attacks in Iran. Fox Business's Max Gordon reports from Dubai.
According to Iranian state media, the 14-page draft includes U.S. commitments to lift sanctions on Iran, withdraw troops, and release frozen Iranian funds. But final negotiations still need to tackle nuclear and economic issues. Iran's foreign ministry says much of the agreement has been outlined, but nothing is currently finalized.
There was another skirmish in the Strait of Hormuz. A U.S. official tells Fox Iran tried to attack commercial ships, but American forces shot down 2 drones. Despite that, oil prices are down more than 3% on the potential for a deal. There's another 86-47 formation. Weeks after former FBI Director James Comey was indicted, accused of threatening President Trump in a social media post showing that in seashells on a beach, the new one was found burned into a lawn near the Washington Monument.
The Department of Interior is calling this an act of deranged vandalism, with authorities not only trying to figure out who did this, but also what caused the discoloration in the grass.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff at the White House. The president's name has to be taken off the Kennedy Center in Washington by today unless an appeal stops that.
It's a last-minute legal push to make sure the facility stays as the Trump Kennedy Center. A source tells Associated Press the center's board voted to seek a stay of court ruling that said President Trump's name was illegally added to the center. The judge in the case had ruled only Congress could change the name of the facility.
Good morning, Dr. Judd. This is Fred, the show producer. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay.
Can you pan down your camera a little bit?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Because I got a lot of, I can see a lot of your ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I see. Wait a minute.
There you go. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. All right, good.
Okay.
We're going to start the show and we'll get you on maybe like at 7:15.
Okay.
All right. Stand by.
Biome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
As oil prices fall on hopes of a U.S.-Iran deal, stock futures are up big. The day after the Dow surged more than 900 points, gaining back the losses in Wednesday's big sell-off. One stock debuts today, and it could take off. Space. An initial public offering valuing the company at $135 per share at the start.
The SpaceX debut could mint the world's first trillionaire in the company's CEO and founder, Elon Musk. By some estimates, the company's IPO will create 4,000 new millionaires among employees, from engineers to cafeteria workers, because of their employee stock options.
Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble. A key provision of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act expires tonight, allowing warrantless spying on subjects overseas. Now, a 3-week extension was not approved in Congress.
The House and then the Senate rejected an extension of FISA 702, while Democrats and some Republicans had demanded reforms, including requiring a warrant to obtain Americans' information revealed by the surveillance. Democrats then rejected an extension over the president's selection of his federal housing finance director, Bill Pulte, as temporary director of national intelligence. Senate Majority Leader John Thune said on the Senate floor,
at a time when we're hosting the World Cup, we got 250th anniversary celebrations going on around this country. This is a time of risk for the American people.
House lawmakers have left town and are on break until June 23rd. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
President Trump has nominated someone else to be director of national intelligence, Jake Clayton, but still plans to let Pulte take the DNA job on an acting basis next week until Clayton's confirmed by the Senate. Now to the battle for hockey's Stanley Cup.
Svechnikov again. Back to Gostisbehere. Sissons pressured. Svechnikov scores!
Andrei Svechnikov had 2 goals, leading the Hurricanes past the Golden Knights 4-2 on ABC. Carolina leads Vegas 3-2 in the series. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Just like that, it's another Finally Friday edition. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. It's news radio for the RGV. We invite you to join us on your smartphone. You do that by finding the free app called Radio Para Mí. Go get it. Listen to 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He should be popular today, and AccuWeather gang probably popular into the weekend. We got rain in the forecast, potential for tropical rain in the forecast. So join us for that conversation with AccuWeather. And if it gets really, really exciting, well, I guess we'll have to come back and talk about it on the radio this weekend, definitely on Monday. So join us for that conversation. Just a heads up, you might want to check with your city hall. I can give you an example that's in the news pool this week. Raymondville, for example, city of Raymondville, they're going to be distributing some sandbags for any potential flooding that might happen over the next 2-3 days. So check with your city hall to see if there's a sandbag distribution. Authorities in Mission are investigating after more than 20 abandoned dogs were found at a house in Mission. Officers began investigating after a report of a dog chasing people, and they found a house, a property that was full of dogs. The property owner said that the dogs were abandoned when the tenants were evicted from the home. A couple of puppies were found dead. Police say that the dog's previous owners could face criminal cruelty charges. It's 7:07 on News Talk 710 KURV. USDA is hoping to release more sterile New World screwworm flies in an area that first detected the New World screwworm in Texas. That would be the area halfway between central Texas, the San Antonio area, and the Rio Grande River. In the meantime, as far as quarantines, the state of Idaho has put some restrictions on the entry of animals from Texas and from New Mexico.
The Idaho State Department of Agriculture says all warm-blooded animals, including livestock and pets, will need a certificate of veterinary inspection that was issued within 5 days of moving from an area that's been designated a New World screwworm-infested zone. They'll also have to have a copy of the movement permit from the origin state. Department officials say it's a necessary step to protect Idaho's livestock industry and trade interests. The order applies to cattle, bison, swine, poultry, sheep, and goats, plus dogs and cats.
It's 7:08 on News Talk 710 KURV, and with the World Cup up and running, and Houston, Dallas hosting some of these matches, I was telling Freddie earlier, why didn't I think of this, man? We could have rented like a little mini bus and created this shuttle service. There is now a shuttle in North Texas. There is a shuttle to Buc-ee's. So anybody coming in to enjoy the World Cup can take a shuttle to Buc-ee's and go back and enjoy the World Cup.
First-time visitors to Texas for the World Cup are also trying to squeeze some sightseeing in between matches, and there is no argument Buc-ee's is a sight worth seeing. So much so, the city of Fort Worth has a shuttle in place outside AT&T Stadium, or as it's known temporarily, Dallas Stadium, to whisk tourists to the nearest beaver icon near Texas Motor Speedway. Social media has been flooded with European visitors reveling in things that we take for granted, like ranch dressing. So busloads of visitors taking in Buc-ee's walls of snacks, pristine bathrooms, and beaver printed everything is sure to be an internet delight. Kristen Yates, News Talk 710 KURV.
That is nuts. Time is 7:09. It is Accu with the time, and want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Grow them right with Purina certified feed that you will find at Martin Farm and Ranch. If you stop by, give Dougie a hug from us. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina is joining us, and we got the potential for tropical rain in the forecast this weekend and probably early next week. So count it down, and what do you think might happen over the next several days, Jason?
There's going to be the daily chances for showers and some thunderstorms. Some of those could certainly have some heavy rain along with them, as there's quite a bit of tropical moisture to work with. The crew hasn't been super enthusiastic about any kind of widespread action, but the opportunity is there for some heavier showers as we head Saturday, the chances should wane a bit Saturday night and then return again Sunday and into Monday too, as that thing, slowly makes its way across the coast, and some of that moisture tries to make its way up into our direction in the coming days there. So, but yeah, the crew wasn't super excited about any kind of real widespread, full day of tropical rain type of thing or anything like that back at home base.
Okay, and looking at the changing, the spaghetti string forecast, all these different computer models, it just seems to me that's they were forcing more of the energy a bit more north from us and northeast of us. Is that the case where maybe we'll be on the dry side of this thing instead of
Yeah, it's certainly possible that we could be stuck in a little bit of a drier slot there. But, like I said, anything that does fall, like, it's been recently, we'll have the opportunity to put down some, certainly very heavy rainfall. So, there could be locally 1 to 2 inches in some of these things that pop up. Again, it just depends on where it really sets up and who gets the showers and heavier storms.
We see a little bit of rain well south of us in Mexico, kind of crawling north. So just look south, right? That's if we get rain, it will cross the Rio and come to us. That would be the scenario.
Chances are pretty slim for us today, but again, like the last couple of days, like a 10-20% chance maybe somebody will see something. But
all right, the AccuWeather forecast, small chance of rain today, better for tomorrow, right? Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. We'll see who gets the rain, some of that tropical moisture coming in. And let's see, highs today should be in the mid upper 90s and lower 90s likely as a result of cloud cover and maybe some rain Saturday and Sunday. On this, I mentioned Buc-ee's, right? Right into on this National Jerky Day. Turkey jerky, beef jerky, whatever. Venison jerky. There we go.
I'm going to have to go out after work. We've got that place I mentioned called Damn Good Jerky down in Stillwater. And it is fantastic. They make it right down there. So
I'm going to have to go online and order some to see how darn good it is. All right.
It really is.
All right, pal. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina on News Talk 710 KURV. And as I mentioned, like Raymondville, there was another press release I saw from another Valley state saying, "Hey, we're going to be providing some sandbags." It's that time of the year, so you just never know. And there are some areas that are low lying. So check with your city hall, see if there will be a sandbag distribution just in case, that we can collect and be ready for the next storm. Coming up at 7:16, just a few minutes, about 3 minutes or so, we'll be speaking with a veterinarian who is part of the Texas Farm Bureau radio network, by the way. You're going to hear his public service announcements on KURV. The topic is, well, you guessed it, the New World screwworm and how to play defense and how dangerous it is to the economy, the cattle, and of course, all venison, deer, hunting, all that stuff. So that's coming up in about 3 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. In the meantime, other news for Texas. The Texas Republican Party kicking off their state convention up in H-Town.
The Texas Republican Party opened their convention in Houston with party chair Abraham George.
Hello, Texas! Are you all excited?
George touted Republican unity and their success since he was elected in 2024.
We flipped 12 Democrat counties in 2024 to Republican. We flipped a Senate seat. We flipped 2 House seats. We passed 43 legislative priorities.
Scheduled the Speaker, Governor Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, House Speaker Dustin Burrows, and the Republican Senate nominee.
Attorney General Ken Paxton will be our next United States Senator.
Over the weekend, the Republicans will elect state party leaders and vote on their platform. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And by the end of this day, the world's richest man will be living, I don't know if he's in town right now. No, he's probably in Austin. Our neighbor, Elon Musk, will be the richest man on the planet. Probably a trillionaire because of SpaceX going public. In fact, down the street, in case you missed the Fox News report, yes, some of the SpaceX employees from the kitchen, the commissary, to welders and other engineers, they own SpaceX stock. And the value of that is going to go through the ceiling. We might have hundreds, if not thousands, of new millionaires working at SpaceX down the street by the end of the day. Just fascinating. Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Dr. Bob Judd, veterinarian, on New World Screwworm and how to play defense and protect Texas cattle and pets. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
We're the Rio Grande Valley's home for Houston Astros baseball. We're News Talk 710 KURV.
Astros baseball, well, today and this weekend. The Rangers took care of the Royals. Now it's the Astros' turn. So they're in Kansas City. Astros baseball 640 broadcast on News Talk 710 KURV. Big thank you to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Let's talk about the New World Screwworm and head to North Texas. Dr. Bob Judd, veterinarian. He is host of the daily program Texas Vet News that is part of the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, and 710 KURV is part of that network as well. Dr. J, I appreciate your time today. So real quick, 30-second elevator speech. Tell me about yourself, your work, and how many years you've been in the business, veterinary business.
I've been a practicing veterinarian for going on 46 years. Started in 1980 and started out as a mixed practice with all animals, and now we do small animals and horses at this point.
The New World Screwworm, why is it so dangerous to cattle, warm-blooded animals, pets, all that? And describe that for folks.
Well, this is an animal health crisis. And the problem with New World Screwworm, and the reason it's so dangerous, is that it feeds off live tissue. Whereas you may have seen maggots, which are larvae from other flies in the past, on animals, on dead animals in the past. Those larvae feed on the surface. Screwworms actually screw into the live tissue, and that's the problem. And these animals are extremely susceptible, especially newborn animals like calves, newborn fawns. All newborn animals are extremely susceptible because 70% of the screwworms attack the umbilical area. And so this is a major problem for Texas.
Well, now that it's been detected in that area between central Texas, San Antonio, and the river, and they've got a handful of cases, they're probably, you know what how they say about roaches. If you see one, there's probably like 1,000. Would that be the case with a New World Screwworm? Now that we have like a handful of them, there's probably like, I don't know, hundreds or thousands more cases. Do you think that might be the case right now?
I certainly think there are more cases out there. And that's the problem, is that this doesn't just affect livestock, it affects wildlife. And, you know, if you've got 100 cows, you can check them every day, every other day. If you got 1,000 cows, that makes it more difficult. But the livestock population, you can't check them. And so there are cases we know have to be in the livestock population and may have already been. And there are no telling how many in the livestock population. And that's what's so difficult, reason it's so difficult to control this problem.
Veterinarian Dr. Bob Judd joining us. We're talking about this New World Screwworm, the infestation that is now in Texas. Any warm-blooded animal, deer, feral hogs, cattle, even pooch, your precious pooch. You got an open wound, open sore. That New World Screwworm will get in there. Now, these animals that are infected by this, can they overcome it on their own, or is every case potentially fatal?
Well, I think every case without treatment is potentially fatal. Certainly, all these cases need to be treated by your veterinarian. At least your veterinarian needs to examine these cases. If you see an animal with larvae in a wound, those larvae need to be collected so they can be tested, and contact your veterinarian about that. You can also contact the Texas Animal Health Commission. Um, and we need to report all of those potential cases, even if it's not screwworm. We need to report that because this is getting out of hand, and we're in real trouble with this.
You started practice, you said, back in 1980, just a few years, I guess, few years removed after the much talked about. This is kind of new to us. We've been talking about this for about a year now, as they expected it to cross the border. Sure enough, it's now here. But I think back in the 70s, they said they were able to successfully push back in the 70s. Now, what is the best approach, Doc, in your mind? Is it what Sid Miller, Texas Ag Commissioner, says? We need traps. We need a bunch of traps. Put a bunch of traps out there. And you got the Ag Secretary, Brooke Rollins, saying, yeah, we've got these sterile flies that we just need to throw a bunch of sterile flies to, for them to get busy and have no maggots, no babies. Like, what is the best approach?
Well, I'm not an epidemiologist, so I can't really comment on that. I heard Mr. Miller's comments, and you probably have to ask him about that. I don't know that answer. I do know that USDA, Brooke Rollins, and the Texas Animal Health Commission, as well as the Texas AgriLife Extension Service, has a tremendous amount of specialists working on this. And I would think that they would know the best way to control this problem, even though it's been difficult at this point because there's not enough sterile flies, and we're working on getting those sterile flies manufacturing facilities. Yeah. But until we get that going and up and going, it's going to be a tough deal. I just don't have knowledge enough to know about the traps that Mr. Miller is talking about. I don't know why they're not using that, if they should be using that. But I do know we have some really smart people working on this, and I think they will do the best thing for Texas.
Monitoring and inspection would be best, or could you know how they do with rabies? They put it in like some meal, and they get on planes, helicopters, and throw it out there for coyotes and other animals to eat and prevent rabies. Is there something like that we could do with like ivermectin, something like that, to throw it out there for animals in the wild to consume?
I don't have an answer for that. Not sure if that would be something that would be effective or not. We have to also look at not only the screwworms, but you have to also look at the effect that you're going to have on other wildlife. So all that has to come into play.
Dr. Bob Judd, veterinarian, the topic, New World Screwworm. It's in Texas and New Mexico, by the way. They got a case in New Mexico, and I think movement is being restricted now. Canada was in the news a few days back, said, okay, no, we're not taking any animals from Texas. Well, who was it? Idaho, the state of Idaho said, yeah, nothing from Texas or New Mexico as well. Meantime, you got ranchers and pet owners and folks who have exotics as well. Down here, Dr. Judd, we got some bed and breakfast and exotic animal preserves that people go and visit. So they need to go out there and monitor and inspect all of these animals, right? And especially if they have a calf or a newborn, they need to inspect for that fly, right?
Yes, all animals need to be checked routinely, and that means daily to at least every other day. And the things we used to look at as far as like there's a farm dog that gets a little cut on the side from a barbed wire fence or something like that. That's no big deal. Now it's a big deal because screwworms can get in that and turn it into a major problem.
What are the owners, folks doing the inspection, or maybe sending their kids out there? Oh, go check the animals. Like, what are they looking for?
You're looking for an open wound with larvae burrowing into the wound, and any time that larvae is seen, that needs to be called to the attention of your veterinarian. Your local veterinarian can help you determine if this is a problem and tell you how to take samples and how to get those samples where they need to go. And that's really important that you have a local veterinarian that you work with that has a valid client-patient relationship with you and your animals, so that they can help you, because a lot of these products that are to treat these animals are prescription, and so you will need your veterinarian to prescribe those products.
How do you get that? How do you get that animal to eat the prescription? Like, what do you do? Because you're telling them, take them to the vet. Okay, you got it. Now you give them medicine. Like, what do you do to get them to eat that?
Well, some of those are but dogs and cats, some of those are topical. Some of them are actually oral. So that and then there are some sprays that you can use, as well as injectables for livestock. So there are multiple ways to treat those. Some of them are over the counter. Most of them are prescription, have to be approved and prescribed by your veterinarian.
We need the weather to get cold again, right? We're good.
Yeah, we need 60 degrees. We don't like cold weather in Texas, but I said last year on the program back in the fall, we can't wait for the cold weather to get here soon enough, because we were concerned about last fall screwworms developing. And now that it's gotten hot, that's the only thing to for sure shut this down for a while.
Yeah. How far have you talked with your colleagues about how far inland this New World screwworm, how far from the border inland it might reach? Do you recall how far it was back in the 70s? Did it make it to the Midwest, herds up there?
I'm not sure. I know it was eradicated in 66 from the United States. Most cases were eradicated, and the United States was supposedly eradicated in 66.
Okay.
I was only 11 years old. We had cattle on the farm at that time. I don't remember any cases. It was probably close to being eradicated by that time, but I don't know how far it did go at that point. But it's already in. We were surprised about the case in Fredericksburg. That's pretty close to up our way, and a lot further than north than we expected at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's maybe the warmer winter, right? Likely led.
Well, I think, that's certainly, these larvae love warm and humid conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a real problem for us. And we've got a long summer left to go.
Yes,
so
sir. We're just getting started.
Yeah, we just get started. So it's difficult to say how far this is going to go. And this is a major crisis. So people need to check their animals closer than they normally would. Livestock, pets, closer than horses, closer than they normally would. And then if you see anything, contact your veterinarian. We've got to report this, because if we don't report this, there will be some quarantine involved. But if we don't report this, we're not gonna stop it.
I know this. I suspect this might not be your bailiwick, but I know you've been watching this for many, many months. Maybe you read something on this that I didn't. And I had the dates wrong. I thought the last big infestation was back in the early 70s. You're talking about late 60s. So we've gone that long, late 60s to up. Like, why now? Who dropped the ball on this? What barrier fell? What wall fell that allowed it to cross all of Central America, all through Mexico, and now it's here again after, like more than 60 years or so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We had the sterile fly facility in Panama that was dropping sterile flies to control this. And I don't know if they didn't drop enough flies, if it wasn't, we didn't have the ability to drop enough flies. I'm not sure, but that's where the problem developed.
All right.
And I can't say who dropped the ball, but certainly that's where the problem developed, and we were hoping that would control the flies, and it has for a long time, but now it hasn't.
I'm sure there are a lot of folks who have herds out there that would like to know that we can't prevent this again after we cross this season, go into next year. Well, Dr. Judd, I appreciate your time and hope we can call you again in the near future, and look for him, look for online the program as well. It's Texas Vet News. host of the daily program Texas Vet News, part of the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. That is Dr. Bob Judd, veterinarian from North Texas. Be well, friend. We'll call you soon. Take care.
Thank you a lot.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Freddie, Master, what do you want to do? You want to pay bills? All right. We'll be on Nil Minnow in about 15 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. We've got a big space alien movie, right, Freddie, for the weekend. Was it any good? Is it a Steven Spielberg film? Yeah. Was it any good? Let's see what Mom says. She's coming up in about 15 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. Meantime, sports next on your station for Astros baseball.
Looking for the perfect place to grow your business? Edinburgh offers strategic access along I-69 with direct routes to Mexico and major markets. With acres ready for development near South Texas International Airport and shovel-ready sites at Edinburgh North Industrial Park, your business has a runway for success. Upgraded utilities, enhanced transportation infrastructure, and the upcoming State Highway 68 makes Edinburgh a prime location for logistics, manufacturing, and trade. Put your business on the map and fuel your growth. Let's build something great together. Visit EdinburghEDC.com.
Well, before you know it, we'd have a big thunderstorm on top of your buildings and the very heavy water pounding on it. Is your building ready? Is your commercial roofing system ready to repel that water? If you don't know, if the answer is no, or you don't know, man, you better call Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Great people, honest folks, good folks. This is a family-oriented commercial roofing business that has almost 130 years of experience under their belt. Now, you call them, and for free, they will check, see if everything's okay with your commercial roofing system. And that's how they wish to meet you. And that way you and they are part of each other's contact, their database that they're on the phone. Something happens in the future, you can trust the expertise, top quality workmanship, the focus and emphasis, I would say obsession with producing top quality workmanship and producing the best materials for you. And they train their folks with the most advanced safety procedures, and they cross-train their folks. Trust Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing for any future repair or maybe construction of commercial roofing systems. But for now, for free, again, for free, gratis, these top roofers in this region, Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, will see if everything's okay with your roofing system now that we're in storm season. Again, that's a free appointment, free inspection, free professional report. That's an amazing value by the top guys in commercial roofing. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, 956-655-6178.
They say that actions speak louder than words, so we'll let the all-new state-of-the-art BMW FR show you what that means. Choose from an incredible selection of new BMWs and get exceptional service today. Right now, during the BMW Ultimate Sales Event, you can lease a 2026 BMW X3 30X Drive, just $569 a month, with $52.99 due at signing. Come see why BMW has always been known as the ultimate driving machine. Visit the corner of Expressway 281 and Owasso in Far. Come find your new BMW today at BMW of Far, a Bird Ogden Auto Group dealership.
Your Houston Astros continue their road trip as they visit the Kansas City Royals. Tune in later tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710. KURV. Are you ready?
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Texas Rangers picked up the series win against the Kansas City Royals yesterday. Final score 4-2. The game had a weather delay for over 2 hours, but the Rangers were not delayed in their scoring, getting 2 runs on the board in the first 2 innings. In the top of the third, Corey Seager tacked on a third run with a solo blast.
Right, top half of the third, it's Seager, Young, and Nimmo coming up for the Rangers. First pitch, Corey Seager hits it high, hits it deep to right. Thomas is back, turning to look, and it's gone.
Clips courtesy of Matt Hicks and the Rangers Radio Network. Despite the Royals cutting the deficit to 1, the Rangers held on for the win. The Rangers open up their last series of the road trip tonight against the Boston Red Sox. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Adam C.
The Hurricanes with a 2-goal second period beat the Golden Knights 4-2 in Game 5. Take a 3-2 lead in the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas center William Karlsson left in the second period with an upper body injury and will miss Game 6. The FIFA World Cup underway. Mexico beat South Africa 2-0. South Korea took down Czechia 2-1. The United States men's national team will begin their journey tonight against Paraguay at SoFi Stadium. The United States has never won the World Cup. That's sports. I'm Rhonda Moss.
My goodness. Got to rub our face in it. You know what? Who else hasn't won the World Cup? Mexico. Right, Freddie? Right? Okay. No venga. So don't give me U.S. hasn't won the World Cup. In fact, there's only like a handful of countries that ever won. AccuWeather says highs for today should be upper 90s. A very small chance of a thunder shower. We got rain south of us, crawling north. If we get any rain, it should come at us from the south. Some tropical rain. Better chance tomorrow and Sunday. And the Border Bridge wait times. B&M Bridge at last check, closer to a half hour. And for the McAllen-Edinburgh Mission area, about 45-minute wait time. The only one with activity, with traffic, 45 minutes at the Hidalgo Bridge. Business news and a check of your money. The pulse of the 956 is News Talk 710 KURV. That's up next.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen 956-368-5247. That's drt'sprimarycare.com.
I'm very honored day to day to communicate on behalf of good friends of the station for many, many years. Mark and Carla McCaleb. They are the McCaleb Funeral Home Clan of Weslaco, 60 plus years. They've been there for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of Valley families. And 60 plus years, the McCaleb family, pillars in our community. And they just have a special heart, loving on families that go through that season. It's on the horizon for everybody. We just don't know when that separation is going to happen. But they're ready to love on these families and help them celebrate beautiful lives in a loving manner. Now, the reason I mentioned Mark and Carla McCaleb again is I hope that you can call Carla McCaleb specifically. Call her, text her, because I'm giving you her personal cell number so that you can do for your kids and your spouse, your immediate family, what my parents did for me. I'm an only son. My mom and dad, they pre-planned and they prepaid their funeral event many, many, many years before the Lord called them home. And when that time came, it made a huge difference to have everything already decided and paid for. It's a very loving thing. So get it done. I know you've been listening to me talk about this for some time. Get it done. Carla McCaleb is at the following number. Call or text her. They come to you. Somebody from the McCaleb clan will come to you and help you with all this. 956-650-2841.
Dads, they sure know how to make the best barbecue out there. Why? Well, it's not the apron, nor the old baseball hat, or those terrible cargo shorts Mom got him years ago. It's what's right in front of them. You see, to make the best barbecue, you need the right tools, the right pit or smoker, the right accessories, and all the spices, rubs, and supplies to dial in that perfect flavor. That is what transforms good barbecue into legendary feasts. Right now at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, you can get Dad the barbecue pit of his dreams. Start with the precision of a Rectech grill, or the rich, smoky depth from a Yoder smoker, or a classic big green egg, or make it effortless for Dad with a grill that always delivers perfection, a Traeger pellet grill. You can even get Dad a one-way ticket to Italy. Well, kind of, with the Gosney Pizza Oven. Fresh, hot, delicious pizza in minutes right in your own backyard. This Father's Day, give Dad the ultimate upgrade, a gift from South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, on the expressway across from the Shrine in San Juan.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
T-minus today. We got a bunch of millionaires that will be created at SpaceX down the street as SpaceX goes public. And Elon Musk probably worth $1 trillion by the end of the day. My goodness. AccuWeather says highs today should be upper 90s. Small chance of rain, better chance of tropical rain this weekend. Thank you for joining us on Newstalk 710 KURV. We got movie mom Nell Minow in about 4 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment waiting for you today. The equipment that you need is a beautiful orange equipment. Now, JP's into maroon because he's an Aggie. Whoop. But he loves orange, too. He loves orange. I think some of his kids went to UT. I don't know what happened there. But Kubota is orange. Kubota Orange Days being celebrated right now at Amigo Power Equipment. This is what you need. You need Kubota at the ranch, at the lease, to get, those ideas that you have, get them done. Make them a reality. Right now to the end of this month, right now to June 30th, at Amigo Power Equipment, you could drive away with some awesome Kubota compact tractors, zero-turn mowers, some of the attachments that you need on those tractors to chop up stuff or move some earth or punch some holes into the ground. 0% financing available on much of that Kubota equipment. What I'm talking about here, you can see at gokubota.com. 0% financing available if you qualify or save up to $5,500 off. Select compact Kubota tractors for the Kubota Orange Days, the equipment, or beautiful orange Kubota equipment that you need. It's Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Pain management specialist, Dr. Dennis on Joint Pain.
Our website is feelingbetteratLast.com because that's what people say as they leave my office. They really are feeling better at last. Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Slavin with some sound advice on achy joints. You need to get your walk in or hit the golf course, or with every step you take, it hurts. Oftentimes I hear from patients, my knees hurt and I can't do what I want. I don't want surgery and I don't get adequate pain relief with pain medication. They feel stuck with their knee pain. There is another option besides surgery or pain meds. Sodium hyaluronate treatments. The way it describes this treatment to patients is like it's WD-40 for the knee. The sodium hyaluronate is a natural lubricant that also stimulates your knee joint to produce its own lubricant, and when precisely injected with ultrasound guidance, provides superb pain relief.
With offices in McAllen and Weslaco, Dr. Dennis Slavin is only a phone call away, and many say it's the best call they've ever made. Call 956-973-0565. 973-0565.
Everything you need to know to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
It's the pulse of the 956. This is News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News for another Finally Friday edition. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. And Jason Catarina from AccuWeather says we might see a little bit of tropical rain this weekend. Small chance of rain for today. It still might happen. Look to the south to see if we get anything. Highs today, upper 90s, and as a result of cloud cover and potential rain this weekend, temperatures this weekend should be in the low 90s. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump calls off another round of powerful strikes in Iran in his bid for peace, but some of Iran are not playing along.
The Gulf still remains on edge, waiting to see what happens. U.S. forces reporting shooting down 2 one-way Iranian attack drones that were allegedly trying to strike commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz.
That's Fox's Max Gordon in Dubai. Iran state media says no agreement is made regarding the nuclear file in the current memorandum, and nuclear talks will take place within a 60-day period after signing. World Cup fever gripping the U.S.
A pretty good team. Yeah, I like how they play together. Hopefully we get super far.
I think we're going to be okay in the group stages. We got a little bit of a tough play with Paraguay.
Stars and Stripes on display tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern in Los Angeles. The game against Paraguay. You can watch it on Fox. America is listening to Fox News.
Coming up on 15 minutes to the hour on the Valley's Morning News, Governor Greg Abbott is trying to protect some Texas homeowners from surging power bills.
High-tech firms that want to set up a data center here are being told that they'll be paying the cost of connecting to the state's power grid. University of Houston professor Ed Hurst says this is an about-face for the governor, who did not slap this restriction on cryptocurrency companies.
Crypto miners alone use the same amount of electricity as
El Paso.
He says the governor was likely getting an earful from fellow Republicans who are worried about the impact of these data centers on the grid. Some fear that they will drive up prices to residential consumers.
And this from North Texas, a guy in Tarrant County, 28-year-old Winston Love, found guilty of organized retail theft with a deadly weapon. Ooh, my goodness, he took a gun with him or something. Authorities said that he targeted 14 Target locations and stole dozens and dozens of very expensive Lego sets. We're talking about thousands of dollars that this guy stole. Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. Every Friday at this time is movie mom Nell Minow, and we've got a major disclosure today. Disclosure Day. Emily Blunt and of course, Steven Spielberg and company. We got Space Aliens at the box office. Mom, did you like it?
Yes,
yeah?
Of course I did.
Okay.
It was Steven Spielberg and Aliens. We love that. I mean, E.T., Close Encounters, even War of the Worlds, not my favorite movie, but very entertaining. This one is terrific. This is a film made in the best possible way by a man who's just turned 80 and who's thinking back on what's important in his life, because it's not really the question of the aliens. It's the question of knowledge and most of all of understanding and connection. So it's not a spoiler to say that the government has been hiding from us all of their information about aliens. And in the beginning of the movie, Josh O'Connor, who's fast becoming one of my absolute favorite actors, is the guy who has all the goods. And that's why it's called Disclosure Day. He wants the world to know what only the people in power know about our contact with aliens. There are chases, there are relationships, there are aliens, and most of all, it's Steven Spielberg, who is just a master filmmaker. But at the end of the day, it's really not about the aliens. Most movies are not about the aliens. They're about us. They're about home, and they're about connection and family, and I just thought it was great. So be sure to go see it and get your tickets now, because it's going to be a big hit this weekend.
Yeah, in all the previews, it looks like it's like real serious, like it's very a weighty movie. But
it reminded me at times a little bit of what they call the cinema of paranoia in the 70s, all the ones about the government and the murkiness and 3 Days of the Condor and the parallax view and all of that. So it reminded me a little bit of that, because it is about the government keeping secrets from us. And it's interesting that this is coming out just as the government is beginning to reveal a little bit more of what it has on UFOs.
Yeah. Was there like a lighthearted moment? Typical Steven Spielberg.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
good. Yeah.
Of course.
Good.
Of
Just
course.
make it entertaining. Anything else worth watching this weekend? What do you say?
Well, not in theaters, because nobody wants to get in the way of Steven Spielberg. But at home, if you like Michael Jackson or you don't like Michael Jackson, you got an option. The movie Michael, with his nephew, Jafar Jackson, playing Michael Jackson and doing a very good job in the musical numbers. Coleman Domingo, who's also in Disclosure Day, playing the abusive father. That is now on streaming. Or if you want to know what they left out of that movie, there's a documentary about Michael Jackson and the trials that he was involved in near the end of his life on Netflix. Also, if you're looking for something sweet and cozy and lovable about a small town and the people who love each other, Sweet Magnolias, now in its 5th season, that's now on Netflix too. I'm very excited about it because I love that show. And next week, I love this time of year because we have something exciting every week. Next week is Toy Story 5, which I've seen already and which is amazing. And after that, we've got Supergirl. It's going to be so much fun this summer.
All right. Well, have fun at the UFC fight at the White House this weekend, Mom. I know you're not going to be there.
Thunderstorms.
Big hug and a kiss, Mom. We'll see you next week, Lord willing. That's movie mom Nell Minow every Friday on 710 KURV.
At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home. We are LSNB.
The Valley's Bank.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out not for everyone, because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at viome.com/gut. V as in Victor.